All right, so I call the meeting to order 6:31. We'll start off with our budget and funding. So nothing has really changed since our last meeting. So for right now, our 2024 balance was $6,215.72. We did the down payment for the Fisher Bus Company of $225. So we have a remaining balance of $5,990.72. And so far for our for next year's cookout, we started off with the 2023 balance was $1,287.83 after the performance foods and then other donations. We ended up with a remaining balance of $1,210.05, and that's our current balance going into the 2024 parade for the cookout. So with that, do we want to do any fundraising at all for the Memorial Day cookout like we did last year? Maybe ask businesses or such.
Definitely. But didn't you say we can't?
I cannot. I did it last year, but as a town employee, I'm not allowed to ask for things, so it would have to be one of, any of the other members of the committee could.
Get me the information, I'll start reaching out if you
Okay.
want.
All right.
I know someone.
Yeah, I have no problem reaching out at all. That's what we need to do then. Let's do it.
Okay, good. Yeah, we had over $1,000 with donations last year, so I think it's good to keep pursuing that. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. Any other questions at all with the budget?
I was just gonna say, we can do up a flyer. Can I do that? As an
Yes.
employee? I can do up a flyer.
You
and
can
give
write up
them
a flyer, but you just
Okay.
can't go and actually
Okay.
ask the person.
Oh,
We
yeah,
can do that.
I can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off Mondays, so without a doubt.
Okay. Great.
So great.
And maybe the suggestion is to go back to the Kingston Business Association.
It might work, yeah. We got a couple from that. Yes.
Yes.
And Priscilla, do we have any other bills due right now? Everything is currently paid, correct?
Everything's
Just
currently
except for
paid.
the,
That's the latest.
yes, for the trolley. Todd, if you get a chance, would you be able to stop in the office at some point and sign a expenditure form?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay, it's for the bus company for the trolley.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so finishing up with budget and funding, parade participants. So this year we have the Taunton City Band is booked.
Mhm.
And then have we heard back at all from anybody else from?
We have not heard back from the National Guard yet.
So we have not heard from the National Guard, so we don't know if they'll be here for the cookout, so we need to come up with an alternative for them.
So I did speak directly to the sergeant who was here last year,
Yep.
and he said, we loved that event. We would love to come. I'm putting in the request right now.
Okay,
So I'm optimistic,
all right,
but I have not heard from him.
okay.
So I don't know how long the approval process is for it. And I have not heard back, I requested a color guard and vehicles. I think that was all I
I
requested
don't think that request for vehicles has ever been met, though.
one time.
We did have it one
We
time?
did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic.
Okay,
So speaking of that, do you want the invitation to go out to Norm
I was
Harbison?
just gonna ask that, yes,
Okay.
if we could do that.
Okay. I think he said he has 3 vehicles this year.
I believe you had in the next one, yes.
Okay.
And then, so the helicopter float, they told us, so we're not getting them this year. Okay, so then just our normal participants, we need to find someone to contact the sports groups and stuff like that. Todd, you'll handle the scouts, right?
Yes, correct, I can do that.
Okay. So we'll invite the sports groups again.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Mm.
The Star Spangled Singers, they want to march as
They do.
well as sing afterwards,
I
correct?
do.
Okay. So it seems like we have most of our regular participants and then nobody else really needed.
Not at this point.
Okay. All right. So at this time, I'd like to change order if we could and talk about the ceremony of dedication plans. I know, you have to leave shortly, right? So
Yeah.
to see if you have anything you'd like to add.
Okay, well, we met again today and planning to go ahead with dedication ceremony. There's, construction projects, there's always something, that you can't exactly put your finger on. So we're planning on, from what we understand, the granite pieces will be here and supposedly in place. Although the flat work and the walkways, the, preparation of the spaces, we think will be done, but that material won't have been laid yet. So the whole thing will not be absolutely complete.
Okay,
The landscaping will not be done. So the order of things really is the granite first, then the flat work. Well, the excavation for everything is the very first thing, but then the flat work, then the benches, then the landscaping. What did I forget? Anything else?
It's all good.
So,
We got a delay because the granite is being shipped from India
okay,
and it goes through this,
Yeah, the
Red Sea and the Suez Canal. And it's backlogged and we got a 2-week delay
okay,
yeah,
and it could be longer. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
story of evidence, like, you know,
yes.
And
fortune.
most all granite comes from there,
Yeah.
so.
So do we know how much the property will be, I don't want to say dug up, but torn up at the time?
Not precisely at this point.
Okay, if we can try to get that just so, we can map out where we can put people safely.
Yes,
So that's all.
And
yeah, we've been
that
talking
was a
about
major
that.
concern we talked about today. We don't want to have a whole bunch of forms built for sidewalks and whatnot that people would stumble over.
Yeah.
Um,
And all it really means is when we get to the site after the parade, we'll just have more people directing people.
Yeah.
To areas and just dedicated areas instead.
Priscilla's come up with a little terminology which is called a soft open or a soft dedication.
Yep.
And quite frankly, that's primarily what this is gonna be. We'll just have a soft dedication
Yep.
of the granite pieces in place, which really is the spectacular piece.
Yeah.
Of the whole thing.
Yeah,
So that I think will be accepted.
so we're gonna proceed with, the speaking part of it
Okay.
being pretty much the real deal, even though it's not all gonna be. So,
Okay,
and I did have contacted Julie Dillon at Kingston today, about a week and a half ago, but I haven't heard back from her, so I need to ping her again,
okay,
so.
I did submit a request for the Secretary of Veterans
Yes,
Affairs,
Santiago,
John Santiago, and that is was a two-page application, I should say, which has been received, and we are awaiting that, whether or not he's going to be making it here or somewhere
I'm
else.
sure it's a busy day for him, but hopefully we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. But we do know that we have Kathy Lenatra for sure.
Yep.
And we're not 100% sure that we have Senator Moran because she's going to have multiple requests for that day as well.
Okay,
so is there anything this group wants the work group to think about, know about, consider at this point?
I don't think anything yet, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
As soon
just
as
as we get closer, just coordinating.
Yeah,
Ending
The whole-
our ceremony
yeah, right.
going right into yours.
Yeah, and then probably go back to you to close the whole, adjourn the whole proceedings.
We could, yep.
I do have some good news. We have a subcommittee, a work group, of two that are, looking into the purchase of a new sound system,
Okay,
Bluetooth. Okay,
Wow.
and it's sounding pretty good. And they're, so we'll wait and see where that leads us.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Um, the committee, do we have anything else at all with the dedication ceremony afterwards?
I don't have anything
No.
at this time.
Okay. All right, so moving on,
Just talk.
Nothing here.
no, okay. So moving on to parade transportation, we said we signed, several of us have signed already for the Fisher Bus Company for the trolley for our veterans. And then that we'll continue to use them like we do in the past to move veterans back and forth if we need
Yes.
to a couple of trips, right?
Mhm. Well,
Okay.
and so
do
they'll.
do they know that it's gonna be an extended time? Or
We
does
have
that
them
matter?
through, we have them through 12:30,
Oh, okay,
so I think we're fine.
okay,
And the woman who drives has always been extremely flexible. She's like, do not rush, take your time. But my only question is, we came very close to filling that trolley last year.
Yep.
I think within 3 seats. And then obviously the remainder walked or were driven in some of Norm's vehicles as well. You think we're good? Like, I'm sort of anticipating a higher turnout
yes,
for the dedication.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
wondering, if we will have a lot more with dedication, which.
It's hard
We
to
can,
know.
no, it is hard to know. We can stagger them back to afterwards, but to get them all there. Do we feel that there's members that want to participate in the dedication but won't participate in the parade, or do you think they want to do everything?
I think there will be some older folks who would only want to be here at the dedication, and we'll make sure that that can happen.
Yep,
Um,
but I think you're right, we might have an increased number of people, so,
yeah.
all right. Let me look in to see if there's any other vehicles we
I
can get.
don't know what
And like I
else is
said, I know Norm
available.
has 3. Let's see what
I
else
don't know if
might be
there's some
around.
golf carts or something
Yeah,
that we could put in the mix.
I'm sure they'd be happy to ride on a fire truck.
They unfortunately don't hold many people, that's the problem. It's tough for older people to get up into.
Yeah, you're right.
But I know that there was a group that I was talking to that had some antique cars. So I could see if they might be available. We might be able to get a couple of those. Okay.
Well, my neighbor has hot rods. I don't think they're street legal. So. Could ask him.
Maybe if there's a cart, like a vintage cart club or
cart club,
something, you know. They have those, you know, the meetups around.
Yep, we'll see if we can get a few people.
Do you want that in there? I could ask. He goes to car shows every week. He's really into it. If that's something,
I
you
will
know,
say-
At least check and see if it's a possibility. See if
Okay,
it's
yeah.
available, yes.
What I will say is we had one car one year. Do you remember that, John?
Yes.
And it was extremely loud. The exhaust system, like extremely loud.
yeah, that's.
And then it broke down halfway through, so we literally had to push it off the parade route. So we just have to be careful that it's like,
Appropriate.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yep.
appropriate.
Okay. Any other issues at all with transportation that we can think of?
We'll do the regular lineup that we always do.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to talk to the church.
Well,
For
we do.
Yes.
I will reach out to
that. That's big.
the church.
Yeah.
Road closures and police details. would you be willing to talk to John Damon about, I believe he's taking over doing,
Oh, is, okay,
the-
yep,
yeah, the lieutenant spot that he went into, I believe is doing the, details and stuff like that,
what
so,
Lieutenant Kelly did.
yes.
He's taken over,
Yes,
yes, sure.
okay. So that's
Reach out to him.
great. And I think last time we discussed it, no real changes other than maybe keeping the road closed a little bit longer for the dedication so that we can hear that. All right, so memorial cleanups. Do you get a list of what groups do that?
I have a rough list and they're pretty good about doing it. We just have to have some patience because they often don't get to it. Even like the
Till
Friday or
that
Saturday
weekend.
before.
Yes.
So, I know my husband and I have panicked and gone and stepped in and done some.
Mhm.
And, they were like, we were planning to do it the next day.
Yeah.
So but yes, I will check in with them
Okay,
and make sure I know their time frame.
okay. And Todd, the Boy Scout troop, they're gonna continue to do the World War II Memorial?
Yes, yeah, we'll be taking care of that, and myself and Joey will probably be taking care of Landing Road across the street.
Okay. Do you have any contact with the Cub Scout troop?
We do. I do believe we have a number with the troop.
If you have a chance, can you see if they'll be able to do the one in front of the Font School like they've done in the past?
I have no problem reaching out to them and asking that.
Thank you.
I'm always a last minute guy, I can go do stuff too. If
Okay.
someone can achieve their goal,
Mhm.
I can certainly, so.
And if you have a day or two that you want to do your walk and you want to let me know, I'll come and help you.
Yeah.
We'll try to clean up the route a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. So we talked about the dedication planning. As far as the cookout and everything is concerned, I spoke with Paul, and he's going to check and make sure he doesn't feel that there's any reason that the grills will be booked, so we'll be able to get the grills. He will be helping out as well.
So
So Paul Gallagher, yes. So I just need to check with and see if we have a few more volunteers. I haven't talked to Ken yet to see if he's interested in helping out next door. We do have a start for some of our volunteers for that day.
Great.
Yep.
Can I just make one point that was in my notes from last year when Plymouth Bay dropped off the trailer with the grills? They parked it in sort of the third section back there where we have the tent.
Yep.
And the guys were all saying they wished it had been in the middle section where the cookout tables are.
Okay.
So if we could just have all ask Mark to park it there.
Okay.
That's where the grills come from the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So anything else with either the cookout or the ceremony, any other planning needs?
I did reach out, the bagpiper said, very limited. He said, yes.
Okay.
Very good.
So then I said, shoot me a number and, and he ghosted me there, so,
Okay.
but. This is what we went through the last time and he came through, so I'm not concerned, so
Okay.
he said he's in.
That's great.
And again, he's offered more songs than,
Mm-hmm.
so if we think of anything else,
Yep. And
especially for the
the
dedication
dedication, if you
too.
want any songs with the bagpipe, yep.
Okay,
So,
I'll ask.
he has offered that in the past. We used them for what, 2 songs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he played when people were
played-
coming
Yeah,
in, which was
yeah.
really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe possibly at some point, I don't know if we'll have much time in between the two ceremonies or not, but maybe even afterwards, if he knows the different
Mm.
Army, Navy, Marine Corps hymns, he can play those at some point too.
I think that's what he did when everyone got off.
I think so, yeah, so.
Could do it again.
Okay. All right. So anything else on the ceremony at all?
So the,
Do I need to reach out to, the board of selectmen, or did you write something
I haven't
requesting?
done it yet,
Okay,
but I will.
all right,
I have that remember that letter I walked around to dedicate to like maybe decorate the businesses?
Mm,
If we could get that out a little sooner,
Sure.
because I felt like, something, we have something, but maybe if we could get it out a little sooner,
okay.
Do you have that, or did,
I thought you typed it
did I,
up.
did we do it?
Did
I
Can't
thought
remember.
John did, I don't remember.
I'll
which-
find
I'll see if I have it on my computer.
I'll
yeah.
see if I have it,
Yeah.
yeah. Sneak up. See y'all.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
you.
Okay. And then, we decided to, did we decide to go a little bit more with the food because of the dedication? Or were we staying with the same numbers?
Right now, so I've talked to Performance Food, the sales manager, and he's very happy to help us out again in terms of ordering. It can go either way. We
Okay.
have enough, we don't have enough money in that
Yeah,
account
I
right now.
think we
to up
decided to
it.
keep it the
We did.
menu the same.
Yes.
But I don't know if
We didn't talk about it.
how far out do we need to order that?
Only a week or two.
Week or two?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we, maybe our next meeting, we can. I know we're not gonna be able to get the exact number of participants, it's all gonna depend on weather and everything, but
Right.
maybe we can get a better idea of.
Yeah, I don't think there's any harm in upping it, you
Yeah.
know, 10%, 20%.
Okay. Okay. And then, do you think we need anything else for the cookout? You've sent a letter out to the school requesting some students, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
As we spoke about seating the elderly
Yeah.
veterans under the tent rather than having them go through the line, so I'd like to have them served at the tables.
yep,
And I think it would just help everyone in terms of, processing through.
okay. All right. Todd, do you have anything else on either the ceremony or the cookout?
No, not at this time.
No, okay. You have anything?
I don't,
No,
No.
okay. All right, did, either of you get a chance to review the meeting minutes from the March 12th meeting?
I did, there was
Okay.
an email.
All right. Does anybody have any, corrections or issues with it?
I do know.
No, I make a motion, we accept the meeting minutes that were posted via email.
I second that.
Second, okay, all in favor?
I, Dan,
Aye.
Aye, John, okay, unanimous. All right. Anybody have any new business?
I do not.
No,
Nothing here.
okay. Hearing,
The only thing I have is regarding the dedication. It was discussed at our meeting today, the work group, that if we decide to have a formal, full dedication,
Yep.
that it might have to wait until Veterans Day next fall.
okay,
But by that time, we know that we'll have everything really the way it should be.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
okay. All right, so, with that, I don't have anything else. We can schedule our next meeting. So do we think we can go pretty much a month and then have two in May, or do we want to try to do another one here in April? I think it may be the first full week in May and then one towards the last week of May.
I think that,
I'm very flexible, so
All right.
whatever works out for everyone.
Okay, May 7th is a Tuesday. If we stay with Tuesdays at 6:30, would that work?
It works for me.
Works for me.
Okay, then, we'll schedule for May 7th at 6:30. All right, so if we have no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second, Todd?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
I, Dan.
All right.
Aye. Okay, thank you very much, everyone.